Was your trip productive?
Get her mango wet. Got the battery pack on the back of me. I'm Jango, Fett. Jetpack up the patio balcony. Calling the cavalry, then notify the academy. Pick up a couple of casualties. Sick of the fact that she have to be mad at me. Every day I give it to her, then she throw it back at me. Yeah, I'm the best actually, you asking me. This is a catastrophe, that's just the way that it has to be.
It's finally here. The figure I've had on pre-order for about a year now. It's finally came, so let's go ahead and bust this thing open. Alright, we got this all outside of the shipping box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the box before we open it up. So it is really big compared to some of the other ones that I have. So yeah, it's definitely packed with pretty much every accessory and more that you can think of. Has this cigar box, little, I don't know, blue trim with the picture of the figure on the side. Disney logo here in the bottom corner. Star Wars Jango Fett. Has a movie masterpieces logo in the bottom corner here, and the Hot Toys logo right there. I don't know what MMS 589 means. If anyone knows what that is and what that means, you'll have to let me know. I'll have to look that one up. And then it has a display of the Jango Fett head sculpt right there, of course. And then I saw this in someone else's review of this figure, but actually looks like they made a mistake right here. It says specially feature. I don't know what's up with that. Pretty sure it should say special feature. Special features would also sound good. There's a look at that. Just a lot of logos on the back. I don't know what most of those are either. Movie Masterpiece Series. That must be what the MMS stands for, the Movie Masterpiece Series 589. Maybe this is the 589th figure they've made from this series. That'd be my best guess at the moment. Yeah. Let's go ahead and keep going with the unboxing and take a look at the figure inside. You guys have to let me know what you think of putting a printed picture of the figure on the front. I have the sideshow one that has a picture on every single side of the box in a different pose. This one, it looks like they tried to replicate the iconic picture of Jango Fett from the movie poster. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep going. And they have this super sweet picture of Jango Fett, posed on Kamito in an action pose. Right as you open up the box, that's the first thing you see. It looks like the image got stretched from some editing, so that kind of looks a little funny. But I really like that. I'm going to put that up in my collection somewhere for sure. So yeah, there he is all in the plastic. I could just barely get him in frame while reaching. And yeah, this thing comes with everything. So let's keep going and pulling him out of the box. Alright, and it looks like it comes with 3 separate plastic layers. There's 2 clear ones and then a black one. So let's take off this top one. Sweet, so here's the figure itself without any of the additional accessories put on it. And it looks awesome. This figure's cool. I actually noticed already that the helmet looks slightly different than the one that's pictured on the box. I actually think what it looks like here on the figure looks better. Looks more like the actual helmet. I thought the other one before had kind of like a really thin looking visor to the helmet, at least. But it looks like they thickened it up a little bit to make it look a little better, and it kind of gets thinner as it goes to the side of the helmet, which is also accurate. That's how it looks. Put plenty of weathering, like kind of dirt effects on it. Definitely will be a good figure for some action poses on the shoulder pads, on the edges of all the armor. Wow, yeah, that gauntlet, really dirty. So yeah, definitely more of a dingier looking Jango. You don't really get that sleek, shiny armor look on this one. And then yeah, it's made of all soft material and soft goods. Gloves are black, which I love. And it looks like there's some little, you can see them right there, some little foam pieces in there to keep it from rubbing against that plastic part. Has these little wires that go in for the gauntlet. That are pretty long, thank goodness, because some of these other figures, if you bend their arm, they kind of pop right out. And so I'm glad that they made those nice and long so they'll stay in there. Here's the bottom of his boot. I will have to double check, but I don't think that's really accurate to what the actual bottom tread on the boots looks like. But it doesn't look bad. First glance, looking at this figure, really nice. Really human-like. All the proportions and stuff look really good. And it seems like they put some padding underneath this kind of this black grayish part of his suit, which I kind of like, because Jango, as seen in the movie, he's kind of got some girth to him. He's not like a super skinny action hero. So I kind of like that they've added a little bit of padding there to either make him look well protected or just like the proper size as he's seen in the movie. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at some of his other accessories, and then we'll kind of pop them on and off the figure as we need. All right. So here's the instruction manual that comes with it, and it kind of gives you instructions on how to use all the accessories. We'll kind of be looking at that as we go through the video. So just wanted to give you a little glance at what that looks like. Okay, maybe we'll start with this is his Slave 1 headgear, and it's made of a soft material. The color and depiction of the slave of this headpiece is actually really good. Does this move? Does this articulate? Okay, maybe not. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I don't want to mess with it too much. Let me grab his head sculpts. Just comes in a little plastic bag like this. This is what it looks like. Definitely one of the more human looking head sculpts I've ever seen. Wow, that's pretty cool. I've heard different opinions on like the likeness to this head sculpt, to the actor. I think I'm of the opinion that they kind of missed it. I feel like he looks very young in this head sculpt. You know, he's got all the scars and his like kind of stoic look and stare, like they nailed all of that, but he doesn't really look the right age. I guess he looks a little younger, and his hair, I wish it was darker. It's kind of you can kind of see some light brown stuff on his hair, and I kind of wish it was more of a darker, more black color. But you know, you can see like his kind of 4 o'clock shadow. That's really cool. And then if we just slide this over top with that on, the ears just fit inside there. Bam. Just like that. Now he's piloting the Slave 1. That's pretty cool. I'll probably never pose him like this because I don't have like a Slave 1 to put him in, you know. I'm not going to put it on the figure for this video just because that kind of takes a while. And there's plenty of pictures that you can look at with what this looks like on the figure. One of the more obscure and interesting choices that they made with this figure is that you can swap out his top part of his helmet. This one has a dent, and the other part doesn't. Let's get the figure out here again. Look at that. So yeah, his head down. It's attached with a magnet, which is great. It makes it super easy and super slick and tight. So you can have the dent on his helmet. And I might actually pose him that way because I don't think most of my other figures have that. And the dent is an interesting story with the Jango Fett figure and with how he's seen on screen. Actually, I think I might do a separate video on the dent and where that comes from. But yeah, apparently it was kind of a mistake because the CGI model of Jango Fett has the dent, and then the costume doesn't always have the dent. So like one scene you'll see the CGI model with the dent, and then the next scene you'll see like the costume with the actor, and it doesn't have the dent. I was under the impression that when Jango was on Kamino, he did not have the dent, and either with his battle with Obi-Wan Kenobi when he like falls from off the tower, or yeah, when Obi-Wan pulls him down from the cable, he kind of like falls. I thought he might have hit his head and on the side of the Kamino platform, put that dent in his helmet, because I feel like you can see it in the Geonosis shots pretty well, this dent on the side of his helmet, but not so much on Kamino. But I think I'll look further into that in another video. And his dent, I think, actually looks different from Boba Fett's dent. I was wondering if they put that dent in the helmet to kind of make it look more like Boba Fett's armor, to kind of illustrate that this is the same armor that Boba Fett wore. But Boba Fett's dent is kind of more forward. It's more of a circular shape. This one's more of like a, bean, ovally shaped to it. So just something that I've noticed. Okay, and then he comes with a bunch of accessories that we're going to look at. Looks like he comes with some extra joints or something. Maybe his wrists, maybe his hands, in case those break when you're popping the hands on and off. Ah, they have all the accessories in a convenient little tray. That'll make things easier. I'll pop this open really quick. Is it like taped closed or anything? Alright, so first up, I wanted to look at his flamethrower effect. I think this one is really cool. For sure going to be posing him in my collection with this, because none of my other 12-inch figures have one of these, and it just looks awesome. Wouldn't be Jango without his iconic Westar 34 blasters. That's pretty sweet, looks pretty good. Then they included his little wrist blades that he uses to keep himself from falling off the side of Kamino. Has a Kamino saber dart. Can you remove it? Ah, it does come out. It's in there pretty firmly, thankfully. That's a small piece, so I'm gonna put that back in there. Hopefully don't lose that. And it looks like it has a magnet and a peg to fit into the figure. And then he has, I assume you're gonna stick this in where the saber dart. That's funny, because the saber dart, the Kamino, that looks like the Kamino saber dart, but they attached it to the grappling hook. I don't think you actually ever see the other end of the grappling hook, grappling wire, whatever, from the movie. When Obi-Wan falls, he's got this, it almost looks like there's kind of like a hook-like piece that kind of attaches to the pole that kind of saves him from falling down into the water. And I don't know if that came from like the front of the grappling wire, maybe from the backside that Jango released, because kind of reached over and released the wire. It's not very clear when watching the film, so I don't know. That might be accurate, might not. They might have totally just made a mistake and put the Kamino saber dart on the end of the little grappling wire, and it's just straight. You don't like articulate it. I think it's actually made of metal, so just be careful not to bend it. It might break pretty easy. Also really cool accessory though. None of my other 12 inches have that either. I have a a Japanese figure. Yeah, the SH Figure Arts comes with one of those. And then they have a few different hands. You get 2 of these grips that hold the blaster. You can see that. You get 2 fists. Also black, which I like. That's how they were in the movie. They were black. Sometimes a lot of figures will make them dark blue. And then, of course, on the figure right now, you can see he has his open grip. Alright, and then there's these 3 other smaller accessories. And this is the part that I've kind of been looking forward to going over because a lot of people don't know what these are. Alright, so this is the first one. And most people know what this is. This is the canister that Jango Fett hands to Zam on the side of the balcony right there on Coruscant. Hold of the Cahoons is what they're called, the little venomous centipedes that if they would have gotten to Padme would have killed her. And this is a lock breaker. Never seen in the movies, but I will show you where this comes from and why it is included with the figure. Same with this. And I always forget what the name of this one is. It's like Field Overloader or something like that. And I will also show you the book. It's from a book, the Attack of the Clones Visual Dictionary. Alright, so here's the Star Wars Attack of the Clones Visual Dictionary with Jango Fett right on the cover. This is a really neat book with a lot of details on a lot of the props from Attack of the Clones, and just like a lot of cool details and insights that you probably never even heard of or thought about. It's a neat book for sure. And they have 2 pages on Jango Fett. And right here, we can see the Field Security Overloader. And that's that little piece we're looking at. Doesn't really say how it works. I'm sure maybe there's a Wikipedia page that people have written up that'll kind of tell you how it works. It's an ultrasonic emitter. And then up here, we have the lock breaker. And they both the accessories look pretty accurate to these pictures from the Visual Dictionary. So yeah, signal projector, code algorithm selectors, activator. So yeah, I think you're supposed to put this part up to the door, and then it kind of unlocks the door maybe more discreetly. And yeah, you can see in this picture he has the helmet with the dent, and in this picture he has the helmet without the dent. So yeah, kind of lots of cool stuff in this book. It goes over his armor quite a bit actually. So yeah, that's where those come from, if anybody's wondering. So yeah, let's keep going with the rest of the figure. And I guess I should make mention that he never uses the lock breaker or the security field overloader in the movie. I think that's why most people are a little confused by those accessories. I always think, oh, maybe he kept them in like the belt portion of his armor, because they're really small, even the accessories themselves. Yeah, they're tiny. And I always wondered what Jango Fett kept in here, because his armor is kind of full of surprises. We never actually know what this part of his armor does. I heard somebody from Hot Toys or Sideshow call this his whistling birds, but that's not actually true. You never get to see what this does in the movie. In Star Wars Bounty Hunter, I think he uses this to transmit a sample.
I've got a feeling these aren't ordinary death sticks. I'm transmitting a sample to you. Tell me if you find anything unusual.
Which I thought was cool. That was kind of a cool idea, but there's a huge like cable coming out of it right there, so we'll never know. I thought maybe Jango would keep Republic credits in here as well. Keep his money in there, like his wallet. Yeah, let's keep going with a couple of these accessories. They're almost done. He has a cloth poncho. This is really cool. I have my Sideshow figure displayed with the poncho right now, so I don't think I'll display this one. There's a hole for his head. And then it has like a nice wire in the seam, so you can kind of bend it and pose it however you want. If you want to make it look like it's blowing in the wind or something, it can kind of hold itself up that way. Yeah, like that. That's really neat. I think that's really cool. And this poncho is also never seen in the movie. It is in a deleted scene with Jango Fett where he wears it. Dooku, Count Dooku, and Jango Fett are kind of talking to Anakin and Padme, doing some political mumbo jumbo from Attack of the Clones, and George Lucas originally deleted that scene because at that point in the movie, you know that Jango Fett's kind of a bad guy, but George Lucas didn't want Count Dooku to look like a bad guy yet. In that portion of the movie, this happens before the arena scene, the deleted scene. But after Jango Fett has captured Anakin and Padme. So it got deleted for that, maybe for a couple other reasons, but that's why you'll frequently see Jango Fett with that accessory, because it was from one of the deleted scenes. So it was originally going to be part of the movie, but ended up getting cut. Alright, we have made it through the first plastic layer. That was the bulk of it, but now we'll go on to the next part. And this looks like the jetpack and the flight stand. Yeah, maybe we'll look at the jetpacks first, shall we? So here his jetpack as worn on Camino. I always say the wrong name for these. I think this is the Z6 and the other one is the JT12. I don't know why they made this part white. Pretty sure in the movie it's just silver. Every single white part on this jetpack is just silver, so I think that's wrong. Even these, they painted white. I think that's really just like an Jango Fett action figure looking thing. I don't think that's how the jetpack actually looks as seen on the screen. But it doesn't look terrible, of course. I don't mind. I just don't think that's very screen accurate. And it looks really cool. Here's his jetpack as worn on Geonosis. I don't think any of these thrusters articulate, which is okay. I don't really like it when they do. There's no point in articulating them for me. And yeah, I think I've seen other people. Yeah, this is really cool. I have no other figure that comes with this jetpack where this part can remove. It never removes in the movie, and so, you know, we just assume it does what the other one does. It's just like a firing explosion. It's a missile. But no other figure I have does this. Not intentionally, at least. I don't even think unintentionally they can remove it. So that is way cool that this actually removes on this figure. No other figure does that has this jetpack. This other... Put that back in. This other jetpack, a bunch of figures this part can remove. Okay, and you have that piece right there. Yeah, so this piece detaches all the time with figures, but not that other jetpack. And then one of the things I was most excited to see this figure with all like the promotion pictures, because no other figure has a piece like this. You just attach it to the jetpack. And attach this piece again on top. And it looks like the missile is firing. I think that is so cool because no other figure does that. That is an only Hot Toys Jango Fett action figure that can do that. Also comes with 2 flame accessories for the jetpack, and these do fit into both jetpacks. Put together his stand, which is great. Thank goodness he comes with a stand. All 12-inch figures should come with stands. So it has a nice nameplate there. Star Wars Jango Fett. Looks really, really cool. It's pretty reflective. You can kind of see me, hello, in the reflection there. Ooh. Oh, that's got some weight to it. That's metal. It looks like this articulates however you like. That's really nice. Kind of screws in to tighten that. And then we have the piece to go around his waist with a good firm spring and some foam on the inside there to protect the figure. So yeah, with this you should be able to pose him either in standing or flight positions. Probably definitely be using the stand. I love it when these 12-inch figures come with stands. But yeah, be setting that aside for now. And that is every aspect of the figure. Let's look at the background of this guy a little bit. So it was released this year in 2022. It retailed for $285, but after taxes and shipping, it goes to be quite a bit more than that. If you get it from the original Sideshow website. And you know, it doesn't really have a current price since it came out this year. There's people on eBay who are already trying to mark it up to like $400. So yeah, I always try and get these things at retail if I can, because they always get marked up pretty good. Alright, that is it for this one. Got to try some different poses with this one. I think this figure is definitely the best in terms of likeness to Jango Fett as seen on the screen. His proportions are better than any other 12-inch figure that I've seen. His little grappling wire was a little disappointing because it doesn't fit in the slot on his gauntlet very well. It's pretty loose and kind of just hangs in there. I can't get his arms to go up too far either, so I can't, you know, straighten one arm and point it like 90 degrees or point it up, and so that's a little kind of hindering as well. I liked his Geonosis jetpack more. My figure seemed that jetpack seemed to fit a little better on this one. But yeah, hope you guys like this fun, highly anticipated figure and video, and you can look forward to the every 12-inch figure video coming up soon. Until then.
Hotter than the rock that come from the core of me, burning my sorrow. Tomorrow is only 3 minutes away. Wait, don't got no time for the waste. Keep it away. Riding, I'm riding inside.